How to crypto fans? What is going on? We have an extremely excited week to be talking about. Why? Bitcoin is almost $42,000. That is why. Um, we have an awesome week this week. And as I was talking last week, um, I said wait until the monthly close, and then we should see Bitcoin start to kind of take off. That created a new monthly candle. I'm on Trading View right now. I actually just sat down. I just got home, dropped my kid off at school, play with her on the playground, and I'm home. And instead of taking an extra 10 minutes to get this started, uh, I'm going for it. It's live. Let's go. What am I talking about? I don't know. I did take some notes last night on what we're talking about for the weekly wisdom. But topics to cover today is pretty dry. There really hasn't been a ton in this market going on. I do want to talk about market structures and all of that, Bitcoin, MicroStrategy, also what we might start to see as far as alt caps, small caps, and all of that, so forth. I'm looking at the weekly chart here, the monthly chart here, and oh man, we've been having an amazing time in Bitcoin the past 3 months. We've had 3 months of green candles now, and 2 months of green candles, 3 months of green candles, and at the bottom of September, it was $25,000. So we went from 25,000 all the way to almost 42,000 right now over the past 3 months, and these candles um, do look pretty strong still. In the month of December, it has only been a few days. We might continue to run? Are we going to see seven? Like back in the 20, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight months of green candles. Are we going to be starting that? We very well may be. Or are we going to see a pullback into the heavy resistance region of 46, 48, so forth? Um, However, we are seeing some alts today. Bitcoin really started pumping yesterday. And so then a lot of the small caps and kind of smaller market caps, we're seeing some sell offs. We're seeing some profit taking. However, Ethereum isn't far behind Bitcoin. It is a little bit sandbagging Bitcoin a little bit, but it's still keeping up with it. It's not down. So a lot of the alts, however, quite a few of the alts are taking profits into Bitcoin. People might be chasing Bitcoin. We haven't seen that liquidity into the alts yet. Are we going to see the typical cycle? Bitcoin runs high caps, mid caps, small caps. We very well may be. What is the small cap narrative going to be over the next couple months? AI has been hot. RWA has kind of been hot. Gaming has been taken off in some sectors. But ultimately, right now, what I would be looking at is the people coming into the market and where they're going to go. Um, the chats are still pretty dead. My Twitter is still pretty dead. It is extremely slow in the crypto markets. I've tried to talk to a few random people about crypto, and there's just no. People don't care. I even had a few people that were heavy into crypto in 2021, and they're just like, yeah, but they're not actively into it at all. So the retail interest isn't quite there yet at all. However, we will be seeing some new money come into the market as we start to kind of top out, and those narratives will help drive some tops and some narratives and some oversaturation in coins. So keep an eye on where that money is going to flow into. I think that we are going to have a very good liquidity run over the next few weeks. So if you're starting to see some of your positions, your alts bleeding right now, even with Bitcoin happening, or your alts are going down and Bitcoin's going up, don't get frustrated. Okay, don't get frustrated. allow the alts to cool off. They will fly when it's time for them to fly. All right, let Bitcoin do its thing. Bitcoin, um, but again, you could be left behind. That's why your position, your portfolio should be well balanced, and so forth. So, if you don't have any Bitcoin in your portfolio, well, maybe you should have some, or you should be playing with ordinals or so forth. Um, but that really is dependent on. I mean, I know some guys that have very minimal portfolios, so they have to be all in, in a couple areas and so forth. So, it really depends on who you are and how much money you have in the system. But anyway, the big thing is Bitcoin made a awesome, awesome move, and I personally think we're going to be hitting that 46, 48 region over the next couple weeks. Alts might continue to bleed, and then Bitcoin is going to start to track down just a little bit, and alts will run. That's just my personal opinion. I think we have a great next December, January for altcoins. So I'm holding some bags, and this is the season to um, try to swing trade, right? Take advantage of the extreme liquidity or volume that's coming in. Don't try to sell too early. Dollar cost average out, and understand that the goal is to accumulate as many tokens as possible for the big bull run. I don't think we're there yet. This is just my opinion. A lot of people think that we're really close to the bull run. I do not see it. That's not my understanding. I'm going to scale out dollar cost average wise of alts. I'm going to use that money to scale back in next year for the bigger bull run. All right. Things just don't go up forever. And in this crypto space, things go up very rapidly and they go up short term, and they also collapse very quickly as well. So we're not quite at that big bull run. However, we are, you might be making some good money. Don't be afraid to take some profits on the table. That way you have it for other opportunities down the road. That's just me. Don't hold, because it might just be a 3-4x season where you 3 times your capital, and then it starts to disappear, right? And then you're back at, you're back at almost break even, or the price levels are exactly where they are today, and you missed a 3-4x, and then you want to buy some more in the future. It's the same price as it is today. After majority of the odds, I'm talking about majority of odds, are already up, a good 3-4-10x on some of them. So we're already up from the bottom. I'm not talking about us going back to the bottom. I'm talking about it might be able to come back to these levels. So anything above these levels that you can sell and buy back around these levels or close to these levels is going to get you more tokens. So right here, I think, look at your portfolio, look at your alts, see what the price is as Bitcoin runs over the next week. And these are the levels that we may come back to after we have liquidity funneling. So whatever price it goes up to, those are profits right there. Anyway, that's me. That's my strategy. You have your own, so forth. Weekly wisdom today, as I said last week, this is going to be the ending of this seminar today. The live HowToCrypto, not really crypto based, but crypto is all about controlling everything. I said that I started a new book. There's 12 chapters, and you're supposed to teach what you're reading in each chapter, and I'm doing it weekly. So I read this week. This is the 8th habit. I read chapter 2, and I'm going to teach you guys just a little bit about what's in them. If you have not read anything of these type of books, the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People, or the 8th Habit from Excellence to Greatness, I highly suggest getting some of these because they can be life-changing for you. So, anyway, this week was chapter 2. I don't even use bookmarks. I just try to find stuff in here. But chapter 2 was about embracing your voice. expressing your voice, I should say. And what is voice again? Is your vision, discipline, passion, and conscience. And I actually wanted to tell you guys about this so you guys can learn a little bit about me, um, and how I've developed my whole life. I don't know if anybody's watching this or will watch this, but why not say it? There's a word, and it's to me on paper, it's conscience, con science, how I read it, con science, and so my whole life, um, I would have to have things, since I'm hard of hearing, I would have to have things explained to me over and over, and I wouldn't be able to say it until somebody said, yes, you got it right. And it would take me 10 tries, 100 tries. I haven't had anybody to kind of talk to about this over the past week, but I use Google and to hear what it sounds like. However, I don't have anybody to tell me if I'm saying it right or wrong. My little girl was just like, I think so. Conscience, but it's conscience. So I could say it a million times. I might not be saying it exactly right, but hopefully you understand what I'm saying. I'm going to go visit a family member, and I'll run it by them and make sure that I say it perfectly, and then they can help translate it. But that's how I've always done things my whole life. This is why I'm able to speak so well as a deaf person, is because I trained my mind, I trained my voice, I trained my memory on how to speak. Because I couldn't speak when I was a little kid. It took a very hard time because I'm 70% deaf in both ears. But that's just to answer you if you were wondering how do I talk so well as a deaf person, but it takes a lot of work. Anyway, your mind can do amazing things. Amazing things. And thanks to the internet, we got captions on videos and so forth where I don't have to miss that much. Anyway, chapter 2 was about expressing your voice, and it deals with 4 categories, right? And I kind of broke it down into a little bit different my terms, but ultimately the category of your body, which is again your body, and it's the will to live, the need to live. You need to live healthy. You need to live, your body. You need to move. What is life if you can't move, if you're stuck unphysically? And even if you were under such harsh conditions, you can still take care of your body and so forth. But that's just one voice, ways to express your voice and your vision and so forth. And then second is the heart, right? You have to need love in your life. So first is body, second is heart. Your third is your mind, and that is your will and need to learn. You need to continue to learn. You need to continue to expand your brain. If you're not learning, you're dying, right? That's what they say. And the last one is spirit. And this one is the need to leave a legacy. And this is one of my favorite because no matter what some people do, and it's my favorite because I look at myself and I feel like I'm very successful. People look at my lifestyle and say I have one of the greatest lives in the world. However, I don't feel complete because I take care of my body. I work out every day. I take care of my heart. I try to, love people around me and push love into the world, and I have a passion for that stuff. I work on my mind. I learn all the time. I'm constantly learning about crypto. I'm reading books and doing those things. But spirit, yes, it's about conscience. It's about understanding on doing what's right, and that little voice that understands what's right and wrong. And I have that voice. I just feel that I'm not doing enough. That makes sense. I should be doing more. I have so much talent and ability to put more love into the world, to do bigger things, to be successful and to reach a bigger audience. Um, and it's that to leave a legacy part it kicks me a little bit because Even though I'm enjoying life, it's maybe I should be working a little bit harder, right? Um, anyway, the four categories our body is the need to live, the need to survive and so forth. And it's to see meeting needs is what I wrote down. The heart is to love, is also to have passion for things. If you have a passion for something, you just love to do it. You just want to do it. You love to do something. You have the passion to. One of my passions, hobby wise, is to play baseball. And I love baseball. I love the passion. I don't like to watch it. I love to play. I love to play the game. I love to go out there. And I just love to do something. But it could be also love to, love as a parent, love as, to do the best, be the best father that you can be, and be whole by doing it, having a passion to being the best that you can be. Mind, to learn. It also has to do with your talent. What are you kind of good at? Just because you work at something or you're skillful at something or you know how to type, that doesn't mean you're talented at it, right? Doesn't mean just because I love baseball doesn't mean I'm talented at it. Just because I can hit a ball doesn't mean I'm talented at it. Right? My talent might be doing something different. So your mind is also about focus and discipline and talents and all that forth and so forth. Again, we talked about spirit to leave a legacy. Is your consciousness, is your ability to understand right and wrong, that little voice in your head. And some people have it more than others. But ultimately, it's about doing what is right and also doing what you feel is best for you. Not necessarily best for you, but best for your journey where you're supposed to be. And that little voice in your head might take you in weird directions. But you may never know where life is taking you until you listen to that little voice and you go for it. You have a passion about it and you find out about it. Anyway, that was this weekly wisdom. Hopefully you guys can learn more. I'm going to read chapter 3. I'll bring it to you next week as well. Anyway, the crypto markets are coming back. We're going to have a great Christmas discussion. I don't see, looking at the weekly here, this could be just a massive, let's say Bitcoin goes down from here and we see back at 38. This monthly candle could get extremely, extremely ugly. The RSI, really isn't looking overheated at all. I think we're just getting started. ETFs right around the corner. Unless they just straight out deny them, we're still going to have that hype that they're going to get approved because that's the rumor. The rumor is that we have a 90-95% chance of getting approved. That's all we need. As long as they don't outright deny them until next year, right? Until that period comes. I believe it's January 5th through the 10th or something that they can approve them all at once. So that's the next big timeline they're pushing people towards. So we have a bullish sentiment over the next few weeks, and we don't really need to worry about it. So until then, what are we supposed to look for this week? Let's see Bitcoin slightly continue. And let's see $46,000 on the chart over the next couple weeks. That's what I'm looking for. Anyway, love y'all. Peace.